Groceries are getting more expensive. You already feel it every time you walk into a store. Every time you look at your receipt, something feels off. But here's the truth most people are missing. It's not just inflation. Something deeper is happening, and it's quietly draining your money every single week. Because right now, you're not just paying more for food. You're paying more to get less, and once you notice it, you won't be able to ignore it again. Let's break this down. A few years ago, $100 at the grocery store actually meant something. You could fill your cart, you could plan meals. You felt like your money had weight. Now, that same $100 barely covers the basics: eggs, milk, bread, meat, the essentials. And somehow, your cart is still half empty. At first, it feels like prices just went up. But that's only part of the story, because what's really happening is much more subtle and much more dangerous. Companies didn't just raise prices, they changed the rules. There's something called shrinkflation, and it's happening everywhere. Same box, same packaging, same brand, but less product inside. That cereal you always buy, smaller; that bag of chips, half air; that chocolate bar, thinner than ever, but the price, still high, or even higher. So now you're paying more for less, and most people don't even notice. Because visually, everything looks the same. And that's exactly the point, but it gets worse. There's another layer most people never talk about. It's called silent inflation. This is when companies don't change the price. They change the quality: cheaper ingredients, lower portions, less value overall. So even when you think you're paying the same, you're actually losing money. Now think about this. If your grocery bill is going up, and the quality is going down, and the quantity is shrinking, what's really happening? You're being hit from 3 different directions at once, and that adds up faster than you think. But here's the question nobody asks: why is this happening? It's easy to blame inflation, it's easy to blame the economy. But there's something else going on: strategy. Companies know people react strongly to price increases, so instead of shocking you with big jumps, they slowly reduce value, little by little. So you don't notice right away, until one day you realize your money doesn't go as far anymore. And that's exactly where we are right now. This is why so many people feel like they're falling behind, even if nothing big changed in their life. Because it's not one big hit, it's dozens of small ones. Every week, every purchase, every receipt. Now let's make this real. Imagine you're spending just $20 more per week on groceries. That doesn't sound like much, right? But over a year, that's over $1,000 gone, without you even realizing it. And that's just groceries. Now add rent, gas, utilities. Everything is creeping up at the same time. But your income, did it increase at the same pace? For most people, the answer is no, and that's the real problem. Because when your income stays the same, and your expenses quietly rise, you're not standing still, you're moving backwards. This is why so many people feel broke, even if they're working just as hard as before. Even if they didn't change their lifestyle. Because the system changed, and it didn't warn you. Now here's the important part. What can you actually do about it? First, awareness. Once you understand what's happening, you stop being caught off guard, you start noticing patterns. Second, focus on value, not just price. Sometimes the cheapest option ends up costing more in the long run. Third, track your spending, because small increases compound faster than you think. And finally, adapt, because this isn't temporary. Prices won't suddenly drop, companies won't reverse these strategies. This is the new normal, and the people who stay aware will always have an advantage. So next time you walk into a grocery store, don't just look at the price, look at the quantity. Look at what you're actually getting, because the real cost isn't always what's on the label, and once you see it, you start making better decisions.